So this is a funny title. It's a new original film from Hulu that just premiered last Friday, August 22nd. It stars Samara Weaving and Karl Glusman. I almost said Gary Glusman. Karl Glusman. Samara Weaving is a reformed or ex-criminal, or she's worked in the underworld, but she's really struggling. She was a getaway driver of something. She did heists, things like that. But she's in college now. She's got a real job. We meet her celebrating someone's birthday, but she's trying to buy a round of drinks, but her card declines. She's struggling, but she's trying to do the right path. Lo and behold, her boyfriend, played by Karl Glusman, is beat up. Shows up. He's in trouble. He's in bad with the wrong people again, and she gets sucked into this caper of just one more job, kid. You owe us, or we'll break your legs, whatever. So she has to sign on for this heist in this casino that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and she's got to be the getaway driver. Meanwhile, dealing with her relationship with her boyfriend and also her estranged family, played by Steve Zahn. We also have a fairly decent cast: Andy Garcia, Marshawn Lynch, the great Marshawn Lynch, or Randall Park. So some fun things. It's an action comedy with a lot going on. Zach, what'd you think?
So Eenie Meanie actually starts pretty strong. The first act's solid. It takes a minute to get going. It starts with a flashback, right? Edie, I should say, is her name. She's younger and she's in a car. She's driving her parents somewhere and they're about to get pulled over. And the dad's like, Edie, you got to hit it. We got bad stuff in the back of this car. This cop pulls us over. We're done. We're all going to jail. You got to go. You got to go right now. And this immediate pressure of like, I am trapped in this situation and all I can do is drive and get the hell out of there. It elicits things like Baby Driver, right? Like a lot of great driving movies come out of this. I think a lot of people have compared that to it. And it starts out okay. Even our premise, right? I got to go pick up my scumbag ex-boyfriend for reasons that will become apparent soon. And then he's right in the middle of getting heisted. So I get tangled up in this. And then this turns into this whole getaway thing. We got to do one last job. Like all that starts out good. But man, it really slows down. It really slows down in the middle. And our two characters kind of end up getting plugged into a heist that's sort of already in progress. And suddenly we're like getting to the scenes where it's like, all right, gang, roll the blueprints out on the table, cue the montage music. We got to train for a week. And then we're going to roll a car out of a casino. And it just becomes so like rote and not awesome. And it's a bummer because it starts out okay. The first chunk of this, I thought this is better than Honey Don't for sure. Then it just keeps going and it just really starts to stall out in the turns and it's a bummer. What'd you think?
Sometimes it is a rough weekend at the movies, and this is one of them. This movie is trying to be 5 movies in one. It's trying to be Baby Driver, it's trying to be Ocean's 11 with this heist. It's trying to be a family drama, a relationship drama, a crime drama, a Bonnie and Clyde thing. And it doesn't really do any of them particularly well. There's a car chase kind of at the beginning and then at the very end, and nothing in between. Oh my God, it's painfully slow. Because again, it has these long scenes of these different relationship drama stuff going on. Samara Weaving is estranged from her family, or dad played by Steve Zahn. She's has a very strange relationship with her boyfriend, who saved her life at one point, but has also been like in rehab and keeps getting into trouble with the law and won't really ever change. And it does bring some good acting opportunities for Samara Weaving, who is the highlight of this show, and like Margaret Qualley, she's just an incredible screen presence in general. So she's carrying the movie as much as she can. But man, it just really gets bogged down in trying to be too many things at once.
Yeah, Samara's fine. I like Samara Weaving. I wanted to like her more in this movie. I think her character is just a little stunted. She ends up being really quiet a lot because she's a character who suffered all this past stuff and is trying to get away from it. She's like, I don't want to be a getaway driver. I don't want to do all this. Like, I'm trying to get this straight and narrow, right? So she kind of has a tendency to like shut down when things get rough in a weird way. And like, I don't know, her performance feels will stop and go. Karl Glusman, I'm not even sure how to say his name. The boyfriend, who's kind of the co-star of this. I have not seen him in anything else. He's fine. Like, I thought he was going to have a smaller role, honestly, as the film kind of started. And then you start to realize, oh, he's like co-star. Like, it is the two of them throughout like the whole thing. I think his character ends up I don't know. It's like he doesn't have enough dimension or something. Like he's too one note. And the kid who plays him, Karl Glusman, is interesting, but like I don't know. Andy Garcia is in this movie. Andy Garcia, I think, is a result not necessarily of reshoots, but I think he is evident of where the film's title comes from. I think he's the only character that ever recalls our lead Eenie Meanie. And he does it in a few dialogue sequences that I'm like, could have easily been reshoots. Feels a little bit like this movie is supposed to be called something else, like The Getaway, or I don't know, I don't know what. And then the studio was like, no, we have to make it something catchy. And that's to have alliteration. We'll call it Eenie Meanie. That's what we're going to call it. And they were like, why would we call it? Because the lead's character's name is Edie. Yeah, sick. Put it on the poster. You know, yeah. And the poster, by the way, that I got to try to pull from IMDb, that's in like 240p, because they never bother making anything like they never bother making any real promotional assets for these things, right? It's supposed to be like content by algorithm, like movie slop. And this is a little better than that. Not much better than that. Like it's a little sloppy in the back half.
So it does the streaming thing, the streaming movie thing, where it'll have some big names. Those big names get like 1 or 2 scenes, and that's it. Randall Park, 1 scene. Steve Zahn, 1 scene. Marshawn Lynch, 2 scenes. He's great. He's not in enough stuff. Marshawn Lynch is
somehow his character kind of sucks, but he still manages to be a charming performance regardless, because Marshawn Lynch is fun. So yeah, he's great.
And yeah, so it just does that thing where it puts all these names on the poster, and then they hardly have any screen time, and it's just to get you in. Samara Weaving easily getting the biggest paycheck for this. Also, the driving scenes aren't really that convincing. Like you got good car stunts, but it's clear none of our actors are driving, which obviously they wouldn't be. But this made me go back and actually watch the opening getaway scene from Baby Driver, because that's done so well. That's an exciting chase scene, and it looks like Ansel Elgort is actually driving that car the whole time. Like the movie magic is done so much better in that film.
Yeah, a lot of the fault I think comes from our writer-director Shawn Simmons, who's not directed anything big before this. He mostly got a lot of television writing credits on some notable shows. Right, the last big thing we worked on was The Continental. Worked on the School of Rock show. He's done some cool stuff. But it's weird because the promo for this says from the writers of Deadpool, like it says it in the trailer. Not on IMDb. It's not from the writers of Deadpool, so I don't know who you're talking from. The guys who wrote Deadpool. It's got one writer listed, and he didn't work on Deadpool, so I don't know who they're talking about exactly. Like, and that's kind of a far cry. Like, if that's the credit you're putting in the trailer, like, aha, but we worked on Deadpool, and then it turns out maybe you kind of didn't, or you did in an uncredited way. I don't know, man. Like, it's not a great show. The pacing is fine, and it follows a decent structure for what the script is. Like, he's definitely got that going, but it's a lot of soft lighting. Nothing really visually dynamic. The car stuff is fun, but there's not enough of it. Like at the end of the first act, there's a solid little car chase, and I thought, okay, all right, we're getting this on track. We're moving. And then you get hardly any car action for the rest of the movie. It's like, boy. Yeah, it's just one of these kind of streaming movies, right? Like, and that's what it's supposed to be. But it just doesn't, I don't know. That doesn't get as high as it hits in the first act, I think. So it kind of starts to fall off a cliff a little bit.
Yeah.
What is there to say? Yeah.
I mean, like the pacing, it gets real slow in the middle, and again, it's supposed to be like an action thing, because I saw just like a 30-second promo for it, and it's all car stuff, it's all the action stuff, and then the movie is just like dragging because we're like sitting talking about our feelings, which would be fine if it was that kind of movie, but it's just kind of not, and these relationships just aren't that convincing. And again, it just is so like paint by number, which I feel like I say all the time, where it's just like, oh, so you're the girlfriend who's an incredible driver, but she's got this boyfriend weighing her down, and she's trying to change her life, but he won't let her, and she's estranged from her dad, but she's in with these bad guys. It's just like, it's like you're spitballing it in real time. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Throw in like a late game plot twist that like does not work, and Eenie Meanie ends up being less than the sum of its parts, I think. Solid first outing for Shawn Simmons, and I really hope that Samara Weaving gets more work, man. I really do like her. I think she does better than what's in this movie, but it's all right. We should get down to final recommendations. Andy, would you recommend Eenie Meanie?
It's perfect for streaming. It's on Hulu, of course. If you're already subscribed to that, it's worth putting on in the background, or if you need something to fill some time. Again, the highlights: Samara Weaving, always great. Incredible screen presence. The car stuff when it happens is cool. We got some car stunts and some action, some violence, but it's really bogged down by its plot. It's so many movies in one. The heist makes no sense. At no point did I understand how this heist was supposed to work. And it's just not. It's not super convincing. It's attempting to be Ocean's 11 with cars, but it's totally not. So
yeah,
it's perfect for streaming if you're interested.
Yes, Eenie Meanie needs to pick a lane. It does not do anything particularly well. It's got some high points, but ultimately, I think skip it. It's not worth your time. It's fine. It'll be on the front page of Hulu for a week or two, and it'll slip to the back, and you'll never see it again. And that's Eenie Meanie, and that's Off Script, episode 305. 305. Yeah, that's where we're at. Andy, what are we watching next week?
So for next week is Caught Stealing, which is the new film by Darren Aronofsky, starring Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz. I was like the younger Kravitz.
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm really excited for that. And then we're TBD. We're seeing what else is coming out on streaming. Excuse me. And we have some backlog we might get to. So we'll let you know some other FYI releases. The Roses, which is the modern adaptation of The War of the Roses, starring Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch. That comes out this Friday. That's like this romantic comedy. It looks not great, honestly, but that's out. Also, The Toxic Avenger is supposed to be out this week, which is the remake starring Peter Dinklage and more, which I've heard is not good, but is the best Toxic Avenger film ever made.
Hey, that's progress.
4 of those.
Yeah, hey, that's growth.
So if you're interested in those, they are out there. And then we're going to be into September before long.
Somebody asked me if we were going to go see the new Conjuring movie, September 4th. I don't think so. Like, unless it's real slow. The only other Conjuring movie I've seen is the 4th one, which we watched for the show here. And I barely remember it, dog. That movie is so fleetingly forgettable to me. Like, I'm not really interested in it, but maybe folks are into it. We'll go see it. Do you want to see it, Andy?
No, not really. The Devil Made Me Do It wasn't good. But that franchise is a big hit among horror heads. It's like $1 billion franchise over. Well, there's 4 main movies and then a bunch of spinoffs.
Hit the comments if you want us to see it. If we get a couple people in there, they're like, "Go see Conjuring." All right, sure. I'll go see that. Why not? If there's some interest, I'll go hit it. But if you want us to see Conjuring, if you got hot takes on the movies we've seen today, if you can help me figure out Honey Don't and what I'm not seeing in that movie, I'd really appreciate it, because I don't know, it's a Coen Brothers picture. I want any of these things. Best way to do that is you can reach out to us at mail at offscriptmovie.com, direct email, or you can just hit the comments, right? YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're all in Instagram. We're all in the social media places. We're all around. You can hit us over there. Big things happen on the YouTube channel. Go subscribe over there if you can. You get new videos, individual videos, extra stuff. Let's see. Spotify, iHeart, Google Play, iTunes, all our audio listeners are available over there as well. If you want to listen to Off Script on the go in your ears, wherever you are, you can. Our website is offscriptfilmreview.com. Email is mail at offscriptfilmreview.com. I think that's the plugs. I think that's the show. From all of us at Off Script, the home of bold cinema, I'm Zach Lewis.
And I'm Dr. Draper.
Thanks for watching.